All right, guys. Thank you for joining me today. Um, this is the Angryprepper. Thank you for joining me on the live stream. All right, guys. Give me 2 seconds. Concealed carry has never been more popular than it is. All right. All right, guys. Thank you. What's going on? Hello, everyone. Everyone. Like I said, thank you for joining me. So let's get right into it. As we all know, um, the violence in America. What's going on to Messenger? The violence in America is nonstop. It's insane. For every time I turn on, well, not turn on, but I click on Instagram, the violence is out of control. I mean, the amount of shootings out in like Detroit, Chicago, here in New York, it's insane. Jimmy John, I heard something about a new swine flu outbreak, and they weren't sure what it was yet. As far as its contagiousness, how bad it is, they did say it was deadlier than the coronavirus, but that's all I heard, and that was a week and a half ago. So, I guess here's the rub, guys. Violence in America is way the hell up. I mean, gun violence is up, knife violence is up, domestic violence is up, robberies are up, and this is nationwide now. This is not just New York City; it's nationwide. Um, we're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. When I mean the bottom, what's going on, Shelby? When I mean the bottom, we're going to start with domestic violence first. So now, as we all have seen, um, or at least read that domestic violence is through the roof. That started actually before the whole George Floyd thing, right? Domestic violence is up because now people are stuck in their homes with one another, and they couldn't stand each other before. They really couldn't get along with each other now, especially with the lockdown. Now the lockdown's easing up, everyone's getting out. Domestic violence is still up because now you have people who are not getting along or didn't get along, and then you had what's going on, James, and then you had people drinking on top of that, and so with that, um, domestic violence spiked, and it's continuing to go up. Um, right, meathead. I would say you open the gyms up, you're going to relieve a lot of tensions. And it's not only just like gyms, workout gyms. We're also talking about dojos. We're talking about MMA rings or gyms. We're talking about all of those places that need to be opened up so people can get their frustrations out. Because you can only work out at home so long, and you can only jump up and down stairs so many times. You know. Jimmy John, what do you mean turn my sink off? Um, and sorry for not starting with this. I know we were supposed to start with this. How do I sound and how do I look? Oh, and also for everyone that's helped me out, I fail to mention it every live stream, but hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the thumbs down, whatever you choose, and subscribe to this channel. I always forget to mention that. I don't know why. Maybe because I don't really care. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But nonetheless, all of that shit helps out. So, good. Dripping noise? That's strange. So hold on real quick. Maybe because I don't really care. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But nonetheless, all of that shit helps out. So. Oh. All right. Sorry, guys. Angel Baby, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that, guys. The dripping sound that you're hearing, John and the other guy that mentioned it, it's not a dripping sound. It's all the chat's going through. So you're hearing it off my iPad onto here. So I will turn off the sound on that. So sorry about that. That's what the dripping sound was. Let me know if you still hear it. Right, like I said, the dripping sound was the chat. For every time someone, every time a chat goes through, it makes that sound like it's dripping. Because I just heard it too, and hopefully it's off. Hopefully you guys can't hear it right now. No, it's not code. So like I said, I just turned it off. Right, Mike, it's the chat's popping. So I turned it off on here. If you still hear it, then it's coming from my computer, and I'm surprised you're hearing it now. And if you are hearing it now, there was a new update with this app I'm using called Ecamm. It's gone? No drip, not anymore. Good. All right, because that was from my my iPad. So I apologize for that. All right. All right, good. All right, so again, the whole like button thing or the thumbs down, whatever makes you happy, and then subscribe to the channel if you want. If you don't, who cares? Whatever it is, I'm supposed to say it because it helps with growing the channel. All right, so violence is up. We're all seeing it now. For a lot of you guys that are, I guess you live in the suburbs or you live in a nicer area, not the city. There is an Instagram page. It's a kid. It's a young kid, obviously. He has an Instagram page called Law Enforcement _ on Instagram, right? Or is it Law _ Enforcement _ It's one of the two. But nonetheless, it's a young kid, and he puts all these videos up, and these videos are insane. What's going on, Be Ready? Insane. So it's the amount of shootings that are going on. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I lived in New York City in the 80s, and we've seen a lot of bad shit in the 80s. This is something I've never seen. Now, guys, for those of you that... Somebody asked me a question earlier, probably about 30 seconds ago, and I missed it. It's hard to scroll back with all of the chats popping through. So if I missed your question, please ask it again. SCH, the food hoarding hasn't began in New York again. We haven't seen it. Angel Baby, again, thank you for the super chat. RG, thank you for the donation. Angel Baby, again, thank you for the donation. That's twice. I appreciate it. You guys don't have to, but I do appreciate the super chats. And I do see them on the iPad. But the mic's in the way, so hold on. All right, so I can see it better now. So, right, there's no hoarding of food just yet, guys. North Shore, no problem, man. I looked at your channel today, and guys, North Shore Preparedness, he has a good channel. Guys, do me a favor, head over to his channel and subscribe to his channel as well. He's got good shit on there. And I looked at his channel, and I was surprised that obviously he just started, but he should have like over 2,000-3,000 subscribers. He's a good channel. I would invite you guys to head over to North Shore Preparedness and like and subscribe to his channel. While I have most of you guys on, I'm also going to mention Prepper Now. He is staying with the name Prepper Now. He's not changing it again. I hope not. Head over to his channel as well. Casual Preppers. Those guys have been on for a few years. They are really good. They're actually a podcast channel, but they do YouTube videos while they're podcasting. That makes sense. You can head over to their channel as well. And also, guys, give a big thank you to my moderators. They're the people that keep everything running smoothly and in line. So I do want to thank my moderators on here. Thank you for all that you guys have been doing and all the ideas and the conversations we've been having behind the scenes. Someone asked me, do I believe in God? Stephen. Skip Kane. I'm not going to get into that. I do believe in God. When I was younger, I was raised to believe in God. Then I stopped believing in God. Then I started believing in God again because I started having kids. Kids are an amazing creatures, if you will. And just watching them grow and the attitudes and the thing they have going on with them, it's amazing. There's got to be more than just science, right? Um, Jimmy John, I just heard about that whole thing from China and the seeds. I don't know much about it. The first time I heard about it today was on Prepper Nurse. Wait, sorry, Nurse Prepper One. Am I saying his name wrong? On his live stream. That's the first time I heard about it. So it's interesting. I'm going to look more into it. Obviously, North Shore Preparedness. Do me a favor, put your link in the chat so people can find it quicker. Prepper Now, he put his link in there, and guys, you're gonna have to look up Casual Preppers podcast. But they're, like I said, they're a good channel. I did an interview with them a few years ago, so do me a favor, head over to them. Chad Fisher, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. Again, you guys are doing me good. So listen, with the donations, I'm doing a couple of options right now. There is the super chat on YouTube. YouTube takes 30% of the donations you give me. I'm also doing, at the request of a few subscribers, I also did PayPal, which I already had. Prepper Nurse One, thank you, Deanna. Prepper Nurse One mentioned it earlier today. It was the first time I heard of it. And so anyway, I'm doing super chat, PayPal, and Cash App. So the links are in the description below. If you're looking to donate and you don't want to give Google and YouTube any money and you want to give it all to me, you can use Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, you can use PayPal. If not, you can use Super Chat, which is a lot easier, guys. Listen, the 30% that they take out, it is their business. I can't argue. Sorry about that. I can't argue about the money they take out. It is theirs. Sorry about the switch, by the way. You're going to see it in a couple minutes on your end, or a couple seconds on your end. So, again, guys, that was fucking camera. All right, so that was sorry about that. The battery actually quit faster because it's hotter in here, and I do have a fan on it, but the fan's not working. So sorry about the downgrade in the what you call it. I mean, it's not that bad, but I don't like this. I don't like the way it looks. Anyway, so let's get back to what we were talking about, guys. So again, domestic violence is up. Now knife violence, guys, is up. Be ready today. What do you mean by what do I prefer? I probably missed your question. Oh, what do I prefer? I mean, it's up to you. I'm giving you guys options, so it's not it's not up to me. It's up to you. If you guys are donating to me, then I'm just giving you the option to choose. Super Chat, PayPal, or Cash App. It's entirely up to you. And yes, thank you, Prepper Now. I did start a Patreon, guys. It's under the Angryprepper. The Patreon is pretty good. I actually have my first. Hold on, sorry. We're gonna try the camera. We're gonna try the main camera in a little bit. But right now, I'm using this stupid webcam on the computer. Whatever. So, like I said, guys, I gave you the. I'm just giving you guys options. That's all. How do we prep? How do you prep in the desert for water storage? I hope to God you have a well. If you don't have a well, you're gonna have to. You can pay water to get shipped in to a water tanker you might have in your home, and store water there. Hopefully, every time it rains or whenever it rains, you're catching water as well. That's about the best I can do because I don't know much about. I don't know much about the desert lifestyle. I really don't. I know that it rains very little there, and you have to be Johnny on the spot when it does rain. So that's the other thing. Again, guys, I'm sorry for missing your questions. David asks about the. I'm gonna get to that, David. By the way, the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around crew. I'm gonna address that in a little bit. So we'll address it. But yes, I was hip to them a few weeks ago when they popped up on the radar. They are a hate group, if you will. That's without a question. Without a question, they are a hate group. We will jump into that a little later. All right. So that being said, knife violence is up, guys. Stabbings are through the roof. You know, I don't know what else to I don't know what to say about that other than we're seeing more videos of knife stabbings on Instagram, Twitter, maybe even Facebook. Right, though Facebook is pretty fast about taking that kind of shit down. But we're seeing more and more of that. I mean, hell, there was a stabbing a few weeks ago outside my firehouse. With that, and the what you call it app, the snitch app, what's that called? Citizen. Also, every time I look on here, it's somebody with a knife, assault with a knife, stabbing with a knife. You know, I mean, it's something right, Brian. It's like assault knives all over the place. So they're probably going to try to get rid of that too, and it's not going to work out in their favor. But nonetheless, that's on the rise. Now, gun violence. Now, here, before I get into the gun violence, let me talk about something else. So I want to search American violence as a whole. Evan, I'm going to get to the NFAC in a little bit. So when I looked up American violence, Google kept focusing on gun violence. They didn't mention any other violence. They didn't mention domestic violence. They didn't mention knife violence. They didn't mention assaults. They just mentioned gun violence. It was almost like they were trying to brainwash you and then thinking that the violence in America is only guns. Like I just said, assaults and knives are up, right? So it's not just guns. And even if you took all the guns away, we'd have a lot more stabbings, beatings with bats, fists, whatever you have in your hands, that's what you're going to hit somebody with. Thank you, Multi Dryer. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Yes, Multi Drider, right? Multi Drider. I do think there's going to be a second lockdown or second wave lockdown. The second wave lockdown is going to be harsh. It's going to be a lot worse. We're going to get into that a little later about second wave shopping. Is what I'm calling it instead of second panic buying. Second wave shopping is what I'm calling it, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. Barb, I don't think California's going to get hit too hard with the hurricane. They'll definitely see some rain, that's for sure. But it also depends on if it dissipates between Hawaii and California, if it's headed in that direction. All right, so keep that in mind. If it starts losing strength, you're in business. If it gains power between Hawaii and California, California could absolutely get hit with a hurricane. But unfortunately, you have to wait and see what it does, right? Because so far, as I'm concerned, meteorologists are not good with hurricanes or weathers for that matter. Eric, leaving right now is not. I mean, listen. Guys, before I get into the next thing, the thing about leaving right now is that I have the wife on the ropes. So we have to keep her on the ropes. And she's now starting to look for homes in upstate New York, right? And she's looking pretty hard now because she's seeing what's happening in the city. So leaving is going to happen. I got to get my finances in order, and then we can leave, right? So I have to square my shit away before we move, you know? Minister Hand, no, he can't. Trump cannot moonwalk like Michael Jackson. Maybe figuratively, like backpedaling, you mean? Maybe, but definitely can't moonwalk. All right, so, guys, Google is looking to just focus on gun violence, and they're missing everything else. They're missing the bigger picture. They're missing the violence as a whole. They are just talking about gun violence. Now, gun violence is up. It's way up. The shootings that I see, again, online and I hear here in the city are out of control. I mean, they are, it's like the Wild West. There's no sheriffs in town, and people are having at it with each other, like in the middle of the streets. So that's insane. So we're gonna try the camera one more time, see how it works now. See if it wants to behave itself. We'll see. Just like that, flawless switch over. So if it quits again, I'll quit this camera for the rest of the night, and I'll use the webcam on the computer, which I really do not like. All right, guys, so here's the problem. Violence is going up, and violence is going to increase because no one's out there stopping it. Now, yes, you have some cities like LA They're actually dropping a hammer on these people in the street, protesters and shit. New York City, they're not playing around with the protesters anymore. So it's looking good in that aspect, but that's the protesters. Now, while they're all focused on protesters, the city crime is still happening. The kids are still getting robbed, killed, shot, stray bullets flying through windows. That's still going on. Yeah, Andrew, right. The cops lost the backing of the mayor, but the mayor had never backed them at all. So, Terry, I think the link to PayPal is in the description below. And you know what? Maybe it's not. After the video, if you're going to use PayPal, you could do it that way. But I don't have it on hand. Right? Actually, I'm a liar. Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that. Let me try something. Hopefully, it doesn't kick me off. All right. So I put it in the chat, Terry. I put the link in the chat. So hopefully it pops. Yes, it did. It popped up. So again, guys, the mayor's never backed the cops. The mayor threw the cops under the bus years ago. I think he threw the cops under the bus his second year in or something like that. And when you don't have the backing of the mayor and the people think they could do what they want, this is what you got. You have people that just disrespect the cops constantly. There was a cop in L.A. who was fighting with a protester, and some dude on the left field ran into the cops like he was playing football, knocked the cop on his ass, but then the guy took a beating, which is great, right? Oh, ASA 9745, I definitely do think we're headed to a civil war. It might not be this year, but we're definitely headed towards it. Martial law, I'm not sure. But with that NFCA group, we could possibly be headed to civil war. I mean, first of all, when I first heard of the group, guys, they were a smaller group. So for any film footage I saw them, they were tiny. They were like maybe 50, 60 strong, maybe 100 strong. But then I see this video today, the one where they wind up shooting at each other, something like that, or accidentally shot each other. They look like they were 200-300 strong. No, maybe 400-500 strong. Sorry, they were pretty deep. They were a big group now, and they're only growing bigger. So that's a bad sign. And the worst problem about that is they're not being stopped. So now, of course, these guys, the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around crew, are going to think they're strong enough to take it to some yokel town with neo-Nazis and KKK, and that's going to be the start of it, right there. Because I know what they're thinking. They think that they're the Black Panthers in 1965, 68, right? They think they're the old school Black Panthers. Brian, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. And it's not going to end well for them. And you see how poorly trained they are. You see how they have their fingers on the trigger. You see how they carry their weapons. You know, they're going to get their asses handed to them. Now, I'm not saying neo-Nazis and skinheads and the KKK are any better trained. But when you have a bunch of racist idiots, that's the black group and the white group, fighting it out, it's going to end bad. Now, it might not be a civil war, it might be a skirmish, but that skirmish might spark something bigger. All right? And so, you know, it is what it is. Now, Ray, you mentioned something about yelling black power is racist. My only comment to that is, when you're growing up and you heard white power your whole life growing up, and yes, it was only from racists, it was only from the KKK members, you know, that was the black people's rebuttal, black power. Now, in this day and age, should we be yelling it out the way they are? No, you know, I don't think so. I think that we should be working on unity instead of white power and black power, because guess what? White people are screaming white power now. So what is that going to do? Black people are going to start yelling black power. Black people are going to start yelling black power louder. White people are going to start yelling white power. It's going to be a back and forth bullshit until they get into the gunfight. Yeah, there's no way the NFAC is all veterans. There's no way. Not, I mean, for some of those kids and guys, kids that I saw, they're not all military. Some of them might be, and if some of them are, I'm not siding with them. But if some of them are veterans, they should train those fucking kids how to handle weapons, right? At best. Of course, Tony. But listen, guys. The NFAC is getting attention. That's the other problem with this whole thing. People are going, man, did you hear about that group down south? They're getting together. They got guns. They're a black militia. Yeah. And so we're paying them attention and we're giving them notoriety. And the notoriety is turning into fucking fame. And then the fame is going to put them on the map with some stupid celebrity interview like Don Lemon's, that piece of shit. And then he's going to have them go on his show and he's going to be talking to them like, well, you guys are doing a good thing. And he's going to be getting in their ears. He's going to get in their heads and it's going to lead to more bullshit. So that's the problem with the NFAC. It's why I refuse to talk about them to begin with. It's because I don't want to give them the notoriety. But now that I'm talking about it, they're getting notoriety. The messenger, of course, Puerto Rican power, Asian power, whatever power you want. But I mean, at some point, if you're going to yell it all out, you'll be tired before you get to the last one, whoever the last one is. It's just bad. What are you doing? Okay. So yeah, Ace, I'm half Puerto Rican, so I know all about it. But listen, guys, I don't see this ending very good. I don't see this year ending very good. Nice one, Unbridled. So I don't. It's going to end bad, man. It's just going to be ugly, and I'm not digging it. So today I was going to head downtown and do some filming, live streaming, because they're still carrying on downtown. I didn't notice till last night. There was there were two big uproars downtown last night in two different spots. One were a bunch of kids, again, childish, liberal kids, breaking police cars and shit. And the other one was, all right, Tony Smith. And the other one was protesters getting in cops' face, and the cops weren't having it. And they locked this chick up. It was the funniest fucking video I've seen in a long time. The chick was like, what are you going to do about it? Okay, they grabbed her, they locked her up, and they started pushing her on back. It was pretty cool. But here's the problem, guys. We have to stay in the middle. And I'm probably going to say this between now and if this shit ever ends. But we have to stay in the middle, right? We can't pick a side, because once you pick a side, you become the enemy, right? And whether you are with the white folks or you with the black folks, you just became the fucking enemy, because you became part of the problem. Because both sides think they're going to win history. They're going to make history. They think that they're going to change the world by being fucking pricks. So for everything, Medgar Evers, Martin Luther King, I hate to say, but the old Jesse Jackson, these guys that fought for civil rights movement, for everything they did, these fucking NFCA guys are throwing that shit right out the window. Right out the fucking window. Right? And for what? For bullshit? Because they want to be tough. They want to act like tough guys. Mario Martinez, thank you for the donation, man. I appreciate it. Thanks. It's like a never-ending cycle of bullshit. It keeps fucking going. And Oscar, I saw that. I saw them caving and removing the statue. And yet Chicago has a crime problem. See you later, Richard. They have a crime problem, and they're worried about fucking Christopher Columbus statue. If you don't. Tittle Davis, then I'll die in the middle. I mean, that's how it's going to have to be. Right? Listen, there's not two sides, there's three. Right? And the third side, or the third part, is the middle. Either you pick the left, or you pick the extreme right, or you stand in the middle. That's where the sides are. It's three sides. Right? You can stay in the middle and still fight, but then you'll be fighting against both. Right? or you could stay in the middle and try to convince the sides that they need to knock this shit off. That's what you could do, right? Martin Luther King, he stood in the middle. Yes, and I know what you're gonna say. He died, but he stood in the middle, and he changed the world, right? Medgar Evers, he stood in the middle. He changed the world, right? So, guys, thank you, Tamara. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. So it's you can choose sides, obviously, but there's three. There's three sides, man, right? Like there's three sides to every fucking story. There's three sides to every fucking war. And picking the middle is for me, because I'm not gonna join. Listen. Here's the thing. We're picking sides. In this case, I'd pick the middle. Let me clarify it. I'd pick the middle in this case. I picked the middle in this case because both sides are fucking wrong. Simple, right? This isn't old America where white folks are beating up on black people and hanging us from trees. Then obviously the side I pick would be the civil rights movement with Martin Luther King. What's going on, Titus? Right? That's the side I would pick. But we're not in those days anymore. We're not in those eras anymore. We're in a completely different era where people are making problems for themselves. So unfortunately, the side I pick would have to be the middle. Now, black conservatives, there are a lot of black conservatives out there. There are a lot of conservatives out there. That's the side we're choosing, guys. It's the middle. We're not going to sit there and go, you know what, white guys, you're right. We're going to side with you to fight the blacks, and then all of a sudden I'm going to go sit with the blacks because I'm black. That doesn't make any sense. And I'm definitely not going to choose the neo-Nazis. So I stand in the middle. Right, Mike, you're right. Unfortunately, I won't know until they shoot at me. You are absolutely right about that. But nonetheless, I would rather get shot standing in the middle than be a coward and pick sides. And that's how I'm looking at it. It is what it is. So, let's see where we're at. We're at the half-hour mark. Really good. So, like I said before, guys, LMB, exactly. I agree with that. I agree. Maybe the KKK and the NFAC will meet in a field somewhere and destroy each other. That is another option. That's probably the best option. I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree. But here's the problem with the NFAC. I don't see them lasting too much longer. The infighting is going to start soon. There's too many chiefs and not enough Indians. So that being said, they won't last long. And there's a reason why they won't last long, and I will not discuss it until they fall apart. And when they fall apart, they will prove me right once again, and then I'll explain to you why they fell apart. And I know exactly what's going to happen when they do. Tony Smith, yeah, I guess slow-mo does blow. It is bogus, because even on slow-mo, this shit is flying by, and I don't know, maybe... I don't know what's going on. No, on here it's going slow. Sorry. So on my iPad it's slow, but on here it's fucking flying by. But anyway, so let's move on to second wave shopping. All right, so second wave shopping, guys. You need to be doing it now. Don't wait. There is definitely a second lockdown coming. There's definitely going to be stricter buying policies when it comes to food and stuff. So what am I looking to say? Start buying now. That's the only thing you guys can do. Start buying the stuff now. Miguel, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, man. But the panic buying for everyone else, and I don't believe in panic buying. It's just people buying shit. It's going to start soon. So every last one of us who is on here, we need to be focused on buying. Very good, Eve. Or Eve 3, however you say it. Very good. If you're done. But there's actually no such thing as being done. Keep shopping. Keep shopping until you don't have any room. Keep shopping until you can't, buy any other stuff. Until you run out of money. Whatever happens first, guys, but start buying. I know tomorrow morning I'm going out to buy more canned goods. I'm buying a little at a time. I'm not going crazy. I would sit there and say buy more canned goods, buy more cleaning products, obviously paper towels and toilet papers, because we saw what happened with the toilet papers and the paper towels. Meats, guys. Buy a lot of meats and then get yourself canning supplies and a food sealer. A food sealer is good because you can pack it into a deep freezer, you can pack it into a fridge, and keep it there. Gary, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. And you can keep it in there. Now, should the power go out, then you can start canning your shit. Then you could, can things, or you could do both. You could put stuff in a food sealer, put it in your freezer, and then can meat, right? But get yourself the canning supplies while you can, because they're back in Amazon, they're back in the stores right now. Like at food sealers, get that too, because you're gonna need it. And nose picking. He's not a moderator. I mean, if he wants to be a moderator, he absolutely can be. But that's entirely up to him. It's entirely up to North Shore Preparedness, right? And guys, sugar, salt, spices, things like that. Rice, definitely get rice. Rice is sold out. At the rice that we eat here was sold out. So do yourself a favor and get all of that stuff and keep buying it, right? Exactly, United Sovereignty, Sovereign. Water, 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 guys. Get water as well. I do have an announcement. I don't have it with me, but I mean, I have it here in the apartment. I just don't have it with me. I was supposed to show it to you guys. So hold on real quick. Let me go get it. So I do have a review coming up on a particular item. And the item is something you guys are going to, well, one lucky winner is going to get their hands on. Now, the winner of this item, unfortunately, guys, you have to be in the Patreon Gear of the Month Club to get this. But this item, I think everyone should own. This thing's a home run. I'm going to do a review on it in a couple days. But this is a Patreon first gear. And I actually received this as a gift. I contacted the Water Bob company, and I was asking for one, a discount code to buy one, and the guy sent me 3. So I'm giving one away on Patreon before I hit the threshold on the Patreon. So the gear here that I'm going to show you is something that, like I said, everyone should have. Guys, I think this thing is a home run. Obviously, if you live in an apartment, this is even better for you. Right? So that's called a water bob. So what a water bob is a bathroom bladder. Bathtub bladder, sorry. You throw it in a bathtub, you fill it up, and it gives you 100 gallons of water. Now, it says it fills in minutes. Probably takes anywhere between 5 to 8 minutes. I guess that's what they mean, minutes. This thing is, I'm telling you, a home run. 100 gallons of water. So if you live by yourself or with family, and you have, let's say, a water tank in the back, right? But you want some more water. You got 100 gallons more water, right? So you figure the average person needs 100 gallons. The average person needs a gallon of water a day to drink. In the prepping world, it's 2 gallons of water a day, right? So what I'm going to do in the next 2 weeks, is I'm going to have my first giveaway with the water bob on the Patreon. So if you want to take part of this giveaway, thank you, Frank, for the donation. I appreciate it. Thank you for the donation. And I do have plans to leave the city. Again, it's a 2-year plan. It looks like it might be cut down to a year. We have to wait and see. So if you guys do want the a chance at winning the water bob, you have to join the Patreon Gear of the Month Club. There's a $5 tier and there's a $10 tier. The $10 tier gives you a prepping advice or help with prepping, whatever it is, right? So, being that, okay, so now, being that I announced that, that's what you guys have to do to get on this. I think this thing, this thing is really fucking cool. It's one of the best things in the world, man. So I would say look into that. Sure, that's a good. Goya, guys, try to buy as much Goya products as you possibly can. I know I have a bunch of it before the whole Goya gate went down, but nonetheless, buy Goya as much as you can. And listen, guys, to be fair, the stuff is pretty cheap. So, you know, buy what you can. All right. So, again, guys, the Water Bob giveaway is going to be on a Patreon. And then when I do the video, I'm going to select the names from the Patreon video. So I'm going to upload the video, the Water Bob review, to Patreon. You guys who are in the Gear of the Month Club, you're going to be in on that one once I upload the video. And then after the video uploads, I'll put it on regular YouTube. But nonetheless, that's where we're aiming for right now. Probably, I'm going to say about a week. I got to figure out a couple things on how to do this and how I want to do this, and then I'm going to give it away on there. I am going to also have a YouTube giveaway. And the YouTube giveaway is just for all of you guys on here. So what I'll be giving away on there, I'll let you know in a week or two once I figure this thing out, and we'll go from there. You know. So anyway, now guys, as far as this panic buying that's coming, the other reason why I'm mentioning it now, the other reason why I'm talking about this whole second wave shopping is you do not want to get caught in this next wave of buys. You don't. I think the next wave is going to be bad. Yes, Gene, I filled this up already in my apartment. I mean, my tub, you know, it stayed where it was. It didn't drop into the next apartment. But yes, that is something to keep in mind. Thank you for that. 800 pounds of water. 834 pounds of water, 100 gallons, right? Maybe it's a little less than that, right? Because it's 8 pounds per gallon, right? If I'm doing the math right. So anyway, you don't want to get caught in the second wave shopping. You don't. Getting caught in the second wave shopping is going to come with a lot of fighting, a lot of beatings, and possibly killings. Candace Cohen, absolutely. You know, as far as rule like gardening and things like that, yes. But the whole thing is, I'm not going to know until I do it. Right? I could read these books, I could watch YouTube till I'm blue in the face. I'm not going to get the swing of it until I actually get out there and do it myself. Lotus flower. I think we have a couple weeks before. You know, let's say, what is this, July? Let's say 2 weeks or so. I'm sorry. Let's say 2 months, a little bit, before the panic buying starts. So if we do it now, then we avoided that rush. We avoided all of those, running into all of those people, getting into potential problems that we don't want to get into. Thanks, Nose Picking, for the donation. I appreciate it, man. Thanks. All right, thank you for that, Nose Picking. I appreciate it. I will add you to it. So, I'm looking at my iPad. So, all right, guys. So that's the thing. I'm talking about it now because I don't want anybody to get caught in the bullshit. And listen, guys, the water bob. The other thing with the water bob, I know it's more for people in apartments. I say if you have a home, you should have water barrels in your backyard, right? If you live in an apartment, this is great. If you want more water, this is great. You can also, because someone, I know a couple of you guys said it already, you said, where are you going to take a shower or a bath? Well, guess what? You might have to sacrifice your bath or your shower. Or if you have a home or you have room, you can build a box, the dimensions of a tub, and fill the water up in there. Run a hose to it and fill it up that way. You can do that too. It's not just for the tub. It holds better in the tub, but you can build a box and do it. And if you build a box, make sure you put a wrench strap on it. I forgot what the name of those straps are. And wrench it around the box for added support. You don't have to worry about it going anywhere, right? So that's another way. I was looking to do a video on that. If I can drain one of these water bombs out again, I will absolutely build a box to the dimension of a tub, weight strap, and show you guys exactly what that looks like. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do that at a friend's house because I can't do it in my apartment because my wife will kill me, right? So that's it, right? And if you have an above ground pool, that is another method of collecting water, guys. Above ground pools or just a pool, period. Make sure that you don't have that, that cleaning bleach product contents in it. Sorry. Rain collection system is, yes, MIA or MIA. Rain collection system you should have if you have a home. You absolutely should have one. There's no reason why you shouldn't. There really isn't. So, again, and you would fill this up, guys. You would fill up the water bob before the incident goes down. If you know it's coming, fill your water bob up before the water goes out, right? Like I said, this thing is a home run for people who live in homes. I'm sorry, apartments. I can't say any more about it, though. It's really slick, guys. So listen, when it comes to prepper stuff, gear, there's pros and cons all over the place. There's not one piece of gear that I don't own where when I show it, somebody else is like, "Well, that's stupid. It doesn't work that way." Yeah, it might be, but there are pros and cons in anything. You're never gonna have the perfect gear, period. Anything from Jeff Bezos owns rags, Washington Post. No sheeple. I do agree with you on that. I'm a big love hater of Amazon, so I try to buy local when I can, and if I can't, I buy through Amazon. I support local, let's say prepper stores and camping stores and stuff like that. Absolutely, when it comes to my outdoor gear. Unfortunately, when it comes to certain things like camera gear, I'm not going to a camera store here in the city. Camera stores here in the city, they beat you in the head. I mean, they destroy you when it comes to prices on cameras. And with that, to me, they're the same as Jeff Bezos, right? They're at least Jeff Bezos' prices are a lot cheaper. And listen, sometimes you got to deal with the enemy to get what you want. It's that simple. Sometimes you got to be good to get what you want. Because guess what, guys? Amazon's not going to last forever. At some point, they're going to tank. And, we might be here to see that. So, where are we at? 49 minutes. All right, guys. We got 10 minutes left. So, again, if you don't mind, hit the like button or the dislike button. You choose. And get the likes up. We're 50 likes away from 600. That would be cool. Like Prepper Now said earlier, that would be cool. 600. Again, guys, it does help the channel. I was looking at a YouTube like how-to video, and everything that you guys have done for my channel so far has helped. Right? So I do appreciate it. Prepper Nurse 1 said the same thing, right? He said the same thing. He said it helps the algorithm. He kept saying that to his live stream earlier. And so it does help the algorithm. The algorithm, they try to change so much. It's insane, right? And so for the little guys, we need all the help we can get. And we're little guys, right? It doesn't matter I have 29,000 subscribers. That's nothing. There are people out there with, 20 million subscribers. They're the big boys. They're the people that YouTube caters to. YouTube caters to the business as well, the commercial business as well, right? The big corporations, they cater to them too with their commercials and shit. I have a lot of my listen, guys. A lot of my videos are um, restricted when it comes to ads, right? They're restricted when it comes to ads because, first of all, a lot of my videos now are controversial and I curse, right? And I refuse to let Google or YouTube tell me what I'm going to say. I refuse that shit. It pisses me off to no end that I'm gonna let YouTube tell me what to say and how to say it, so to get better commercials. Fuck that. You know, I mean, absolutely fuck it. It's what I want to do. It's how I say and it's how I talk. I don't bend to the will of a corporation like YouTube, but people do because they want the money and they want to grow. And that's the other thing too. You grow more. I guess that's the theory. If you curse less, just because you'll get more subscribers because you reach a bigger audience. But guess what, guys? Part of freedom of speech is cursing. Like it or not, it is what it is. You start telling people, War Child, thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. You start telling people how to speak. That's telling people change the way you speak, which leads to I don't like the way you speak, which then leads to how about you don't say that anymore? And then they're manipulating your freedom of speech. That's where it starts, guys. That's why we're in this boat. We're in this cancel culture boat because people do not like what other people are saying anymore. Bottom line. I saw it years ago. I said, you know what? This is a bad sign. People, oh, why did he say it like that? That's not good. Oh my God, he said shit. Oh, and then people started freaking out. It's called free speech. Now, there are a lot of people on here who do say, I would like to show my videos to my kids, but you curse a lot. This is what I like to say to the parents who are on here who are teetering with the idea of showing showing me to your kids, is that your kids curse, guys. Believe it or not, they might be angels, but they are behind closed doors or they're at school saying fuck shit piss, right? They're saying that all the time. They're running around saying some shit. You're like, what the hell did that kid just say? I hear it walking, well, before the COVID. You'd walk by a school in the gate. You hear a kid from the time you walked in front of that gate to the end, you heard fucking 50 kids say 3,000 different curse words. It is what it is, guys. I curse because I can. I curse because it's freedom of speech, and I curse because it shows people that I don't care about the monetization of my channel too much. Listen, I do like to make the money, but guess what? If YouTube decided tomorrow to be like, fuck it, you're not making any more money, okay, that's why I'm coming up with the backup. And you know why I'm coming up with the backup? I'm coming up with my backup because you guys who've been supporting me have told me, come up with a backup plan. And I told people, nah, that's not gonna, no way, I don't need it. And then I had what happened to my channel, and now I'm like, fuck, they were right. Everyone was right. Every last one of you were right. So now I have a backup plan, right? So I'm starting the website in a month or so. I'm gonna start building the website, and then I'm gonna start backing my videos up on there. So when I spoke to GoDaddy, they gave me some kind of a deal. So I'm like, good, we're going to use that, but we're going to come up with a different source. The Patreon is for fun, but the donation is how you guys show appreciation, which again, you guys do not have to donate. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I do appreciate it. I know people in hard times. I know people have lost their jobs. So donating to me now, you absolutely do not have to. All you have to do is keep watching my videos. That's all I ask. The more of my videos you watch, the more views I get, the more channels, the more advertisement money I get, like the 2-3 cents per watch, some crazy shit like that. It's something like really crazy, so it's the same. And listen, and back to the cursing thing, I'm not telling people out there, I'm not telling people out there, that I'm not disregarding what their complaints are about my cursing. I'm not. I take everyone's word into it, but can I tone it down? Absolutely, I can. But I'm going to stop? No, that's out of the question. People have asked me to stop. I'm not. I can't stop. That's out. That's out the question. But toning it down, absolutely. Again, guys, kids curse. Don't be surprised when you hear you put your ear to your kid's room door and you hear him cursing up a storm at a video game he's playing, Fortnite. Thank you for that, Deb. So like I said, guys, it's not a. It's just and I'm going to do a video on clarifying it because it's a fun topic. Actually, so many people have asked me to tone it down or stop. A few people asked me to stop. Dan, good night, man. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you. Um, a few people said, could you please stop cursing? And I was like, you know what? I'll think about it. And you know what I thought about it? Nope, that's not happening. Toning it down, yes. I'll keep it minimum to 3 fucks an episode, a video, maybe, and 2 shits and one and 1 piss. I don't know, something to that effect. But guys, can't let people impede on your freedom of speech. It is getting ugly out there. Ugly. I mean, the amount of cancel culture bullshit that's going on. It's insane, man. All right, Angela. Thank you, man. Thank you. And wow, 4 o'clock in the morning. Holy shit. All right. So listen, guys. It's the cancel culture shit's insane. And should we boycott them? Absolutely. Should we be canceling them? No. I mean, listen. Nick Cannon threw his foot in his mouth twice, not once but twice. And it's funny. Until he mentioned Jews, that's when they took him off the air. He was talking about, black people are better and black skin's better and all this other crazy shit. And I'm like, what? And then I'm like, I guess he's never been to those certain countries in Africa where they kill you because, you're African and they're African, they're killing you because they don't give a shit. But nonetheless, he said that crazy shit. No one said anything. No one said anything. Then he brought the Jews into it, and that was it. They took him off the air. And I'm like, well, okay. He got fired by the people, rightfully so, But that was weird. But listen, guys, other than that, and that was racist shit. He should have been taken off for the first comment. All right, so it's just insane, and now people are getting canceled for dumb shit. Like, oh, he knew this preacher who hates gays. Why is he still talking to this preacher? Cancel him. I'm like, what the fuck? What if he doesn't even talk to that guy anymore? Like it's insane the way everything went, or is going, if you will. So it's enough already with the bullshit. All right. So again, guys, listen, and again, I have to say thank you 1,000 times for you guys supporting my channel. Again, just watching my videos, you're supporting the shit out of them. Lady M, you're right. He definitely bit the hand that fed him, and they didn't like it. But again, guys, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for all you guys are doing. Again, you're supporting me just watching my videos. Yeah, but apologizing to the Jews is not going to get them back on the air. Or maybe in a couple of years. Because listen, guys, you can make a fucked up statement. You could be in the moment and say some fucked up shit and then be like, damn it, why did I say that? But then you got to keep going. You can't backpedal then at when you're fucking balls deep in a shitty comment. You got to keep going, right? So he'll be forgiven. He'll be okay. He'll probably learn his lesson. Hopefully he'll look at it a little differently, and that'll be it, And then he'll move on. People are allowed to make mistakes, guys. And that's the other thing. We're allowed to make fucking mistakes. People are making like one mistake and be like, off with his head. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? This guy just, like he made one comment, and they were like throwing him to the wolves, man. So it's just insane. It's just insane. I don't know what else to say about that. Other than, guys, thank you for joining me today. We are at the hour mark. I like to keep it at an hour. I think that's a responsible thing to do. I am tired, and when I get tireder, I get crankier. And then I start slurring my speech like I just did. So, an hour is good. We got everything that we needed done. Guys, don't forget about the Patreon account. Again, for the Gear of the Month Club, the gear is going to get a lot better, and hopefully, the more money that goes into that stash, if you will, the bigger the prizes, so the more prizes you guys can get. So again, I think the Patreon, not I think, but the Patreon for the most part, guys, for the Gear of the Month Club, that's all for you guys. That's not for me. That's to have fun. We need to have fun because this shit is getting out of control. And yes, I know you're paying for the fun. I get it. But nonetheless, we're still going to have some fun with the Gear of the Month Club. And for people supporting the website, we're going to have some fun with that as soon as I get it up and running. All right? All right, guys. So anyway, good night, guys. Thank you for watching. And again, hit the like button and hit the thumbs down, whatever makes you happy. There are 9 people that are happy right now because they hit the thumbs down. So I'm glad I made somebody's night. All right, guys. Thank you.